What is going on, y'all? Welcome to Joel Friday TV. I am Joel Friday. Few announcements before we get started. Hit that like button, smack it. Lay the smack down on like, subscribe, and share button. Tell your peoples about the show so we get the subscribers up and the message out. Do it now, help a brother out. As you guys know, we are live from 11 a.m. Pacific time, Monday through Thursday. And at any point during the show, you can call in at 888-775-3773, 888-775-3773, and we can talk about whatever you want. You guys know how it goes. So make sure you guys call in and get in there early so we can have the conversation. Amazing stuff. Also, if for whatever reason you can't call in, but you still have a question or comment, or you just want to support the show, you can go to buymeacoffee.com/JoelFridayTV. The link is in the YouTube description, or go directly to the YouTube live chat. Hit the super chat button there. I'll read your question or comments live on air, and we'll have some fun. Okay? So you do have those options. Also, we are live on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Punchy.tv. So wherever you want to watch the show, whatever makes the most sense for you, choose your platform. And we are live there. Just make sure you hop in those in the comment section, have a little conversation, have a little fellowship. You know what I mean? Sharpen the tool. Amazing stuff. Ooh, I got some stuff for you today. I got some stuff for you today. I got some. Ooh, the ladies ain't gonna like me after this one. They ain't gonna be my friend. Maybe some of the guys too. And don't worry, I'm not picking on none of you guys. I'm picking on me. But I just wanted to share something with you guys. Some stuff I realized. Some cloth. When I say cloth, I mean like you know, like how the pastors say the cloth, they're from the cloth. So like a good word. Okay? Now I know everybody's mind is going, when I say the lady is not gonna like this, the man not gonna like this, everybody's mind going crazy right now. What is he about to say? What the? Well, fret not. Okay? I just want to share a little bit what I've been learning about myself. Excuse me. I want to share a little bit what I've been learning about myself. And it's been so like, I can't even explain to you guys how like interesting it has been just on this path, you know, of overcoming and like trying to understand things, understand life, understand myself. It's just been some interesting things. And I'm grateful that I get to come on the podcast and just share it with you guys. Whether you guys like it or not, sometimes you guys don't like it. And that's okay too. But I just be having to share it. So I'm grateful that I have a platform. Shout out to JLP and the JLP Network, Punch TV. Shout out that I'm able to come on here and speak my mind. Because, Lord, I'll be seeing things. And sometimes I'm wrong, too. Hey, sometimes I'm wrong. But it just be interesting. So, let's get into it. You know, most of my adulthood, I've been trying to, like, control being a good person, right? I've kind of touched on this a little bit, but it makes a point that will lead to a bigger point. And I've been trying to like control like being good and be a good person, be a good Christian or whatever, right? even if it wasn't even like trying to be a good Christian, it was always just trying to be a good person, right? And most of my adulthood, which I'm young, so it hasn't been that much, but a lot of my adult years have been spent just trying to be a better person. And just trying. But I realized it was 99% of it was just out of fear of being bad, right? So now like a 1% in there was like a true interest of wanting to, be right and overcome and be better, right? Of course, right? But most of it was afraid of what will happen if I'm bad, right? What will happen if I'm bad or I do bad? Fear of that. So that fear always kept like a fire lit under me to like do the right thing and act the right way or say the right thing and all that stuff, right? And in the process of that, I've gotten good results, right? I've like, steered away from a lot of trouble. No S, for years and years and years. And just like, it helped me kind of just keep myself in check and to keep a clear mind and all that stuff. Well, for the most part. And I saw a lot of good results, but all in all, and I almost want to take the clear mind thing back because partially it did, but it really kept me stressed out trying to be good. Really. The Little Lost Boy Part 2, Joel's Revenge. Carver sent the super chat. Carver, why was I thinking about that as I started explaining? I was like, wait, this is about to sound like a part 2, but it's so good. Just hear me out. But you're right, Carver. Thank you for the super chat. For those who don't know what I'm talking about, I'm reading a super chat on YouTube. They send a comment, and I was reading it in the form of a donation. So I was always very stressed out. You know what I mean? Like trying to be good, trying to like work hard to be good, trying to avoid all the bad, trying to, walk the fine path. Stressed out, right? And mind you, the stress is also adding to conflict, which makes you want to escape and do all your vices, right? Stress is not good. Like internal stress is not good. So I've been stressed out, like, dang, this is, I burn out, get tired, and I know some of you guys can relate. But I realized 2 things. I realized the first thing is I can't force it away. My being bad, doing bad, right? And I'm not really into this thing of bad or good anymore, but we're going to use it for the sake of language, right? I think it's more so just living life and learning in the process, not so much of the concept of bad, right and wrong. But we're going to just use language and conversate today. So I realized that I can't force away bad and run away from the vices and the sins and blah, blah, blah. I realized I can't force myself to do it because then I'm not really free. You know what I mean? I'm just avoiding these things, right? But they're not really gone. So that's the first thing I realized. You just got to let it go. Second thing I realized is that all my sins are forgiven, right? So why am I stressing about how God is going to feel about me by doing these bad things when all my sins are forgiven? Salvation is of the heart, right? There's not one thing I can do on this earth, planet Earth, that can make God unlove me. That's not how he works. He can never unlove you. So then I realized that, but I truly, when you really realize this stuff, then it allows me, for one, to let go more, trust him, and not stress out so much. Right? But as I realize this, and as I'm letting go, and all my sins are forgiven, and trying to be good and trying to control being good, as I'm letting all that go, what is happening in the result? Ooh. All my little thrills coming right back. All of them. Every thrill you can think of coming right back. Right? Why? Because it was never gone. I just put enough space, so I stretched the rubber band out as far as it can go, boom, without breaking. But now that I realize that the rubber band is like my efforts and me trying, now the rubber band's gone. But guess what? I'm back here. All the thrills is right up there. All the thrills are there, and it's because they were never gone. All I did was just push them down, right? So the good thing is that now I recognize that, okay, that I have this stuff still going on. I haven't overcome all these things like maybe I had thought I did in the past or whatever the case is, right? So the good thing is I can see that it's still there. Now I can now we could try to overcome in the real way. But the downside is all my thrills are back. So anyway, but I also am more so believing into the idea of just living life and letting go and living life and learning through the process, whether I be doing bad things, doing good, whatever, right? And of course, the mind wants to go crazy and take advantage, like, oh, then that means I could just do bad things, right? Sure. But I also understand that we can't control these things, right? So all the thrills are back, and I'm just living life. And I don't think about whether it's bad or right. And of course, the mind gets busy, and then of course I still want to identify with bad sins, good deeds, and da-da-da, right? But, I'm just walking. So moving forward, thrills are back. So I'm in a situation. I'm gonna give you guys an example. I'm gonna give you guys a situation. Ooh, I'm gonna give you guys a situation, an example. So I'm out and about, and I'm at an event, and I see this attractive girl, and she is looking. She's looking at me, and then she's kind of making it a little bit obvious. So I'm like, oh, okay. And she's very attractive. And me, I'm recognizing what's going on. I'm recognizing that I have no good intentions with approaching this girl, right? Because you kind of get a glimpse at who you would take serious and who you wouldn't. And the girl that I was looking, I live in LA, Los Angeles, so there's a lot of attractive ladies, but attractive in I'm trying to be as appropriate as I can for the children. Attractive in the not the most appropriate way. There's a lot of those all around. A lot around. And there's some decent ones in LA too, I think. Maybe like one or two. I haven't seen them. Now I'm playing. But they're the promiscuous ones are all around. So she, looked kind of like that. And she's looking at me and then like, saying's in my ear, but I'm just watching. And she's making it obvious. So I'm like, okay, let me see. And I'm not the guy that's like in the face flirty with the type of thing. That's just not my thing. Like, I don't spit game. But it's pretty obvious that she's looking. So moving forward, I'm at the event and the time is passing, and then she's interacting with her friends. I'm doing my thing, and then we keep passing each other. So as we're passing each other, I'm like, you know what? I gesture at her. I do a gesture, and not like a gesture is like, hey, what's up? Not even no words, just like a little gesture, right? To let her know, like, hey, I'm looking too. So when that happens, she notices, she's smiling, and she leaves her friends and goes to like a little bench area, right? She goes to the bench area, just her by herself at the bench area, right? And then I'm like, I notice, and then it dawns on me, I'm like, oh, interesting. She wants me to go talk to her, right? She just leaves her friends and she just goes sits on the bench by herself. I'm like, oh, okay. So she wants me to go talk to her. So I'm noticing this, and time's passing a little bit, minute, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and I still haven't gone over there. And she's waiting there. She's just sitting there by herself. Friends are over here. She's over there. And just went there. And the point of the story is, though I didn't have the best attention, I couldn't go over there. I couldn't go over there and talk to her. And people will say, oh, well, you're afraid and scared. No, it's not that. I knew the opportunity was clear right there. If I wanted to go talk to her, I could. She basically already told me, you can have my number. She didn't, but, like, all I had to do was go over there and say some stupid things. What you do? What's up, girl? How is you? And a few questions, then got the number and left. But I couldn't go. I couldn't go do it. And I realized that the lesson for me is that I can't even control wanting to do bad. Can't even control that either. And the reason why I couldn't go over there is because I don't, the thing about when God's like changing the mind and the heart is that you start to not have the energy for things you used to have the energy for. I didn't have the energy in that moment. I don't know what tomorrow gonna bring. In that moment, I didn't have the energy to go over there and like, I don't know, flirt or seduce. I did not have the energy to seduce. To even go up there and put on a voice or even be like, hey, what's up? You know how you have to put on that demeanor kind of like to like talk to somebody. Like it's like this flirty thing. I didn't have the energy to do it. I didn't have the energy to go outside of myself to do it. And that's why I couldn't go over there and do it. But the lesson is that the opportunity was there. It was clear, but you can't even control the bad that you do. You can't even control the bad that you want to do or the good that you want to do. even in doing Satan's work, you still don't get away with it. It's still in God's control. So I realized even further that the only answer is to let go completely. And if you get in these situations, not saying that it's God's will to do these things, but he's also still in control. And you just got to be aware and just let yourself go about it, because the guilt is not going to change it. The effort of you trying to not do it is not going to change it. Like force yourself not to do it, right? It's not going to change it. You might as well just surrender to the fact that I can't change this. There's a scripture, and then I'm gonna get some calls. This is the people on the lines here. Hold on, callers. I'm gonna get to you. There's a scripture that says, I forget. It's from Ephesians, but it goes something like, "You are saved by grace through faith. It is not of." Oh, it says you can't save yourself. You are saved by grace through faith. This is not of yourself, so that nobody can boast. You were saved by grace, the grace of God, to help you through, to help you overcome, through faith, not by action, but through faith, so that nobody can boast in saying that it was by their efforts that they overcome, or they just endured long enough, or they pushed it away. You know what I mean? It's not through our own efforts that we can boast. It's through the grace of God. And it says it is a gift. Grace is a gift. And that's so perfect. Because how much more relaxing and free is it to know that you don't got to do anything? All will be presented to you. You don't have to try to think of what tomorrow is going to bring. You don't have to try to make a goal. You don't have to try to plan for your future. You don't have to try to, how am I going to pay the bills? You don't have to try to do. Why? Because God's going to give you just enough to do in the moment that are the steps to lead you to where you need to go. And no stress, no burden. He said, my burden is light and my yoke is easy. Right? My yoke is easy, my burden is light. So he's not trying to burden us with all this full plate of work and oh, you got to make sure you avoid that. And you got to overcome all things different. Nah, you're a sinner. That's not God's nature. So I know I'm preaching right now, but the point is, you just got to let go and go through life and go through the process. That's what I'm learning for myself, is just to let go, right? And how many times have I heard Jesse Lee Pearson say, let go? How many times have I heard the pastor say, let go? How many times have I heard the scripture say, let go? How many times have I heard all of it? I heard all of it before, but I never really understood it. So you just gotta let God reveal it, let God draw you in. And the way to do that is just by faith. Like the scripture said, just by faith, and God will lead us. You got to let go. So let yourself be all that stuff that we holding on to, all the dirt, which is not dirt. That's a judgment, perception. It's not dirt. All the bad, not bad. All the things that you have, you don't have to I'm not saying go on the megaphone and yell it all out to everybody. But you don't have to be ashamed of what you got going on. Because everybody got it going on. And we don't got to pretend like it's not. In the name of appearing good to other people, in the name of saving your reputation, in the name of all that stuff, because it's not 100% real. You want to be real. And at the same time, know that real doesn't also mean that every single moment you tell all your business. It doesn't mean that either. But you don't want to be in denial, and you don't want to just be pretending, is the point. So if your body count is 100, ladies, listen, understand that you live in a world where you're taught that all these things, okay, especially the ladies. Ooh, nowadays the ladies are told that they can have 300 body count and still find a husband. But you don't want to, you got to understand where you came from. You got to understand what you've been taught. You got to understand how you've been raised. You got to understand these things. So before you judge it, understand what's going on with you. And everybody can be redeemed. You know what I mean? Everybody can overcome. 400 bodies, 500 bodies, everybody can turn their life around and be born again and live life free and in perfect peace and no longer in bondage. But we can't do it ourselves. Only God can do it. Nugget Man going crazy in the chat. Amazing stuff. So that's all I wanted to share with you guys. Let me get to some calls. And then we'll kind of just go from there. Let me go to Gray out of Los Angeles. Gray, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hey, brother. Amazing opening monologue that you got right there.
Right on, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah. I want to say you don't have to be perfect for God to use you.
Yeah.
So that's like things I've noticed in my own life and regarding the topic today.
Yeah.
It reminds me of Peter, of how Jesus told him that he would deny him. So it makes me think like everything was somewhat written, you know?
Yeah.
So everything we're going through, in a sense, it's meant to happen. It's supposed to happen for you to grow, you know?
Yeah. It's okay if it happens. Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely. And of course, you have to get there to realize that. I know people are harsh on themselves.
Yeah.
And they believe, that they're the most evil, or they compare themselves. But all these things are only there to develop character,
Yeah. And there's also, just to add to that, there's also, in a perfect world, if we were raised perfectly, right? Obviously, we would avoid a lot of these things or just learn a lot quicker as we're growing up, right? But because of that, even through it, like you say, we're able to still overcome and learn from it. But at the same time, we have to understand where we've been, what we've gone through, which is causing these things to happen. We're so quick to want to judge ourselves and be like, no, that's not wrong, but well, why are you dealing with that? Why is that a struggle for you? Where does it come from? And a lot of times, 30 years of just teaching that this is good. Men should have a lot of women. Men are manly if they, you know what I mean? So you got to just understand these things and have a little more patience for yourself.
Yeah. It's so funny, bro, that you brought up the fact that you didn't go up to that girl.
Yeah.
And the reason you didn't go up to her is because you had nothing good to offer her.
Yeah. That's a good point.
And you knew that. It's crazy because as I continued, to try to walk a narrow path, it's like my DMs get flooded, It's like all the opportunities for these things are there, but just how you said it, and it's funny because I think this is something that we go through as men in our 30s, start to develop these things. And like you said, like I don't even have the energy to pretend to lie to you or pretend to even care about you.
Yeah.
To get, the S or whatever you're looking for. But it's so crazy because it's kind of, people won't understand that,
Yep.
Like people don't understand that you're really not even willing to try anymore because you understand, look, I don't have anything good for you.
Yeah.
This is probably the reason people who do walk the narrow path don't even date, because they understand, like, look, I'm not going to date you. If I want you to be my wife, that's what it's going to be. Like, this dating thing is not going to happen. Like, if I want you to be my wife, I'm going to make sure I have a home ready for that,
No, I get the point that you're making. I also just want to add, though, because I think there's times where there may be times that we fall into the lustful thing, right? To where, let's just say there's a time come up to where it gets real clouded and we can't, remember what you just said. So for example, you saying that, like, I don't have that to give anymore, which is true. But let's just say the desire takes over and then we end up just doing it anyway. Because sometimes desire gets real. Say it ain't playing.
Yeah.
But even if even when that does happen, that's also okay too. You know what I mean? That's also, and it's gonna, sometimes that may happen and you don't have to now think, oh, well, I could have avoided that, or why would I, this is just,
what do you think?
Overcoming.
Sorry to cut you off, but
no,
do you think it's there's a difference between like platonic and having to lie to somebody to get what you want? You know what I mean? Like, you could lie to a girl and pretend you're into her just to get something, or you could actually go after that lustful nature and be very upfront about it. Is there a difference in both?
Oh, I see. That's a great question.
Because we can lie to ourselves.
That's a great question.
We can lie to ourselves, right?
Well,
like,
that's a great.
Say,
that's
go ahead.
No, that's a great question, because it's, say if you are in that place to where, like, you're just, you don't have no good intentions, being straight up is better than lying. Reason why is because when you're lying, it's not that you're lying, but you're just trying to get what you want, right? You're just seducing. And the thing is that women, they really they want the same thing, but they just want it in a different way. They want the emotional connect. They want to be romanced, right? Guys
they want the concert.
Right. They want the concert, exactly. They want to be romanced. They want to feel good about it before making that leap, right? So what guys tend to do is that we tend to go just give them what they want so we can get what they want. And when you are straight up about it, and I'm not advocating for it, but I'm just saying that if you are straight up about it, you're breaking the wall of deception, right? You're like, look, this is what it is, blah, 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 blah. And that seems to be, but at the end of the day, and not to make a long story short, at the end of the day is that I don't even want to say do this and then not do that. Like, be straight up and then don't, because you may get so caught up in yourself that you find yourself doing it. You find yourself lying to, and we just got to watch these things and allow them to, help us to learn what's really going on here and allow them to fade away. But Yeah, to answer your question, it is better to be straight up than to be trying to lie.
Yeah. No, yeah, that's the, like, if I ever do find myself in a situation like that, or would find myself in the past, was like, and it's also like a self-deception, like, oh, I'm at least honest with my sin, you know, like,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
upfront, like, but you're still you're
yeah.
still, you know, being deceptive towards yourself.
Exactly. It's
But
still there.
but bro, yeah, like the topics you'd be hitting, bro, you need a 2-hour show, my guy. Like, these topics is gonna take a while to really dive into. You know what I
And
mean?
break
Like,
down. No, I
yeah,
agree. And I appreciate it, man. As a matter of fact, I thought about you too when I was preparing because, when you call into my show, you're always very honest about your
yeah,
situation. And I think a lot of people are afraid to do that. And like I said, it may not be necessary at every time just to be open, but you're not afraid to be honest about what's going on with you.
yeah.
And that's just realness. You know what I mean?
You know what it is? It's like, because I heard earlier today, I was listening to the LP show, and there was a guy who called in, and he was very concerned about what the chat was gonna say about him. You remember him?
Yeah.
And I said to myself, I was like, dude, like, we're all the same. You can pretend not to be the same, but it should not matter to you what anybody thinks.
Yeah.
This is why I'm able to come on and be so honest with everything I've ever said to you. Like,
Yeah.
it's because I truly don't care for anyone's opinion, like, about me.
Nice.
I know that there's somebody, and the message is for somebody out there, you know?
Yeah. No, 100%.
The same way you're vulnerable, and you get slack for it too, you know?
100%.
But it's needed, you know? It's needed to be honest. Men are honest with men, you know what I'm saying? Like, so it's for somebody out there to get the message. It's not for everybody. You can make jokes and all that, but we all know deep down we're all the same, you know?
100%, great, and I always appreciate it, and yeah, it's just it's transparency. So I appreciate it. Great, thank you, man. I got him. Only got an hour. I got to move the calls here. Appreciate the call, man, and call me again. Always good talking to you.
Appreciate you, bro. Thank you.
All right. And then I'm gonna keep moving the calls. But I gotta say this real quick, is whenever we care about what anybody else thinks, and I realized, I was realizing this in myself, is that it's only due to an insecurity. It's only an insecurity. If we care about any opinion, that means we're not secure in ourselves, because nobody's ever gonna fully agree with you. Nobody's ever gonna always agree with you. So that's something that we can't change, right? Period. Not everybody's always gonna agree or even like you, and you can't change that, right? But when we care about it, it's because we're not secure in ourselves. That means we're not grounded as we should be. And knowing that even if Joel does something that isn't Christian or godly, right? Joel get all the numbers. Then to somebody else, I look like less of a Christian. He's like, what? He's a fraud. He got a podcast. But I know that's not my heart. I know that's not, I know where I'm at. And you got to know that, because the world tear you apart. Ooh, the world tear you apart, make you feel like a whatever. But you got to know yourself and know how God sees you. God don't see you like the world sees you. So if you care about what anybody said at any point, just know it's due to a insecurity within you. It ain't got nothing to do with them. They lying. That's what the world does. They lie. And they try to tear you down. And they try to beat you up. And they try to kill you. That's what the world does. So let me go to Serge out of Texas. Serge, welcome to the show, man. You're on air.
What's up, Joel?
How's it going, Serge?
I just wanted to ask you a question, Joel. How would you tell your daughter or son how babies are made?
How would you tell? You always. How would I tell my daughter? That's a good question. I don't know how. To be honest, if I'm being, I don't know exactly how I would say it. I would have to wait
Here,
for the moment to say because I don't even know what to say.
we need Seasal to come in here and answer then.
But I don't know if that's true. We need a parent to add. What do you think you would say?
What would I say?
Yeah.
Oh,
You
Lord.
would say, make sure before you do this, you vet that, ask them if they'll obey. Ask them if they'll obey first. And then
Be straight up. Yo, I'm gonna send you something to your IG. I'm gonna send you this interview that I did on this show. It's hilarious, man. It's a Kendra G show.
but you can't promote the show.
Oh yeah.
But
anyways, I wouldn't.
I gotta let Serge go. Serge, you can't promote the show. Another show. And you were on that show and then you put it on the air and I gotta let you go. Because snaky. So I don't like that, Serge. Okay, let's move on. Let me check the super chats here. We have Harmony says with the super chat on YouTube, know yourself. 100% Harmony. Know yourself. If there's any greatest thing any best defense against the world, the enemy, Satan, all of it, is to know yourself. That is, Lord have mercy. If parents can tell their children in the right way from the very beginning to get to know themselves and to know themselves, Lord, walking on water at 10. Because there's so much in that, it's not even funny. Bulletproof. You become, words don't affect you, people don't affect you. Because how could they? It's like a house built on with a strong foundation. You can't tear it down. So that's, know yourself is like key. Because when you know yourself, you can recognize the voice of God within, and that guides you in all things. Ooh-wee. So, key. Amazing stuff. Thank you, Harmony. 100%. Let me check. Buy me a coffee. Let's double check here. Let's see. I'm reading the chat, guys. That's why I'm going silent. I'm reading the chat really quick. Vet nurse says, Joel, we won't put you on a pedestal. That's funny. To be honest, when that situation happened about the girl at the event, I was like, I got to talk about this. And I know people are not going to like it. But I'm like, it's too good. It's just too good of a story not to tell. So I might have lost some subs on that one. Let me see. Oh, I got a clip for you guys real quick while we got a little bit of time here. I forgot. I went on the street and asked the ladies if they know about love. Something like that. And this time I was nice. It wasn't like about the Bible one. This time I was nice. I said, if you've fallen out of love, were you ever in love? I asked them that kind of question. And I got a video I want to show you guys, but for some reason the audio didn't record. So the mic didn't pick up their voices, but the audio from the camera did. So it might be a little bit low, but I'll still show you guys. It was kind of interesting. But here we go. Easy question, simple question. Have you guys ever been in love?
Yeah.
Do you think it's possible to fall out of love?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it is.
Okay, how?
By falling in love, you fall out of love.
What would qualify for a person to fall out of love with a guy? So you guys ladies, what would he have to do for you to fall out of love with?
Yeah, I mean, there's a certain...
Well, when you have unconditional love for someone, you don't really fall in
you
love
don't,
no matter
exactly.
what the they do.
Yeah.
Kind of sucks, but like sometimes you just get to the last straw and it's over.
Yeah, it's not that you fall out of love with them, but it's just like you have to...
The love
like,
changes.
It changes and you have to like...
You gotta
put yourself first and
Okay.
cut it off.
Okay, because I was going to ask, if you fall out of love, were you ever in love?
So what I'm trying to say, I've fallen in love, falling out of love. Like when the breakup's over, I realized, oh my God, I didn't realize how much in love I was.
I think it's necessary to walk away sometimes when it's not like working. But if you really love somebody, you never stop loving them.
Yeah, you
don't,
never stop.
don't,
No,
yeah.
you don't. You fall out of love. It is true. You were never in love in the first place.
No,
That's a fact.
Fact.
Well, you got to agree with me when I tell you guys that love is not a feeling.
It is a feeling.
I mean, it's a feeling.
It's a very
Really?
strong
It's a
feeling.
strong feeling. Yeah. I could love him right now, but maybe like, you know, later on, like he does something that pisses me off. It's like, I don't love you right now.
Love is not a feeling, in my opinion. It's my last question, but love is not a feeling, in my opinion. Love is understanding. You know the person truly, so that you can never unlove them, even if you gotta walk
It's an
away.
unconditional
Yes,
thing. Yeah.
that's exactly what
Yeah, I
it is.
agree with you.
Write that down for me. So.
Right on.
And it's on video. So thank you guys.
That was a really good
Right.
question. That's
Right
a
on.
really good question.
So, yeah, I asked them about that, but I caught them off guard when I asked them is love a feeling. They're like, yeah, it's a feeling. So I had some other videos, but there was no audio. As you could tell from that one, the wind and the waves were all in the background. You could barely even hear me talking, so I had to like scrap all the videos. But we may record some more in the future. But if you guys have some question you'd like to see me ask people, guys and girls, then send it to me. JoelFridayTV@gmail.com or DM me on Instagram, JoelFridayTV, whatever. Or super chat it. So that was that. But that was pretty fun. I enjoyed doing those interviews on the streets. Let me see here. Nice. Zenny said she left Joelle hanging because I went like this. And I was like, yeah, right on. And she did this up, Zenny, but I didn't get that on video. So thank you. You trying to catch Joelle trying to catch digits while doing interviews. We see you. No. But I don't think that they because sometimes I tell the people that they can follow my Instagram and some follow me, but I think once they start seeing my podcast stuff, they unfollow me. So these two ladies specifically probably never see the video. They're like, he misogynist. He hate women. So they'll probably never see that. What a mess. All right. Let me just double check it here. I can't get to another call. I am out of time. I just want to double check everything here before I leave you guys. And just so you guys know, Punchy TV is coming at 2 p.m. today, Pacific time. So if you guys don't know what Punchy TV is a new show hosted by myself, Jesse Lee Peterson, James Hake, and Nick from the American Anchor Baby. And you don't want to, those are so good. And it's fun to do those. And we just kind of talk about a lot of stuff, social issues, relationships, politics, all of it. We get into all of it. We play clips, and it's very interesting stuff. So if you haven't seen the past 3 episodes, the 4th episode drops today. And make sure you guys tune in at 2 p.m. It'll be premiering live, so you can hop up in the live chat, right? And we can conversate. Cool? Make sure you guys do that. Share, subscribe, like all the videos and all the stuff so we can start. We got to get the message out, y'all. And before I end, if you don't think it's necessary to tell everybody your stuff, which I agree. I don't think you got to always just be telling people your business. But you want to be real with yourself. And I don't want to sound like a broker record, especially those who listen to the Bond Network and JLP and Hake and all the guys. It's been said before. But you want to be real with yourself. So be honest. The ladies too. The ladies really, though, because it's really, really, really hard for a lady to be honest. Not all, but it's very hard for women to be honest because they have so much shame they feel by doing wrong or by, getting caught up. They do not want to admit it, ladies. It's very hard for a lady. But be honest, though, because when you're in denial, you go blind. And you don't grow. And you won't overcome. So, just be honest. Or at least have the intention. But anyway, I got to go, y'all. Appreciate it. Amazing stuff. Oh, shoot. Amazing stuff. Zenny and the other callers, I can't get to you right now. Zenny, call me back tomorrow, and I'll get to you on that. And the other callers as well. Call me back later. We'll get into it. It's Monday. We're here till Thursday if the Lord is willing, so call in. We got some more stuff to show tomorrow. I don't know what it's going to be. Who knows? Maybe part 3. Nah, I'm just kidding. Until next time, y'all. I got to go. American Anchor Baby's coming at 4 p.m. today. Punchy TV at 2 p.m. Make sure you guys check it out. Joel Friday TV across the board. IG, YouTube, all that stuff. Until next time, y'all, I got to go. And bye.